Yeah, since the battery market has been evolving in Europe faster than ever, we wanted to organize this meeting to give you a better understanding of, first of all, Pylontech's BESS products, but also to introduce you to our market reports that will be providing you with some insights on a monthly basis. My name is Krzysztof Rejek, and I'm a VP of Sales at Sunstar. And today I am joined by G, who will dive into Pylontech's flagship residential storage. Later on, I will introduce you to our newly launched battery index, allowing one to better understand the recent trends in the BSS segment. And after that, I will provide you with a quick guide on how to purchase storage on Sunstar, gearing you up with some insights on how to find the offer that best suits you. If there are any questions in the meantime, please feel free to share them on the chat. We'll be happy to answer these on the go. And yeah, okay, G, the floor is yours.
Hi, thank you, Chris. Let me share my screen. Okay, so hi everyone. I'm appreciated to have this opportunity to share ourselves, Pylontech, and to introduce our products and the solutions for all of you. So before we started, let me introduce our company Pylontech at first. So Pylontech is a dedicated energy storage system provider that we have already over 15 years dedication to ESS, and we have already shipped over 2 million ESS energy storage system to over 90 countries. And our main business is from the international, so we have over 95% of this business. And we already have 4 in a row in the top global share for residential market. Okay, so just as I said, we have over 15 years. So we start our business since 2009, and in the 2012, we are the #1 residential ESS provider globally. And in the 2023, we are the first. We have built our first European factory in Italy. So give me a second. It seems like the screen, the share has some problem. Okay, so in 2024, we have established many offices overseas. So in the USA, Germany, and Spain. So in this page, I will show the global presence. So Pylontech, we have a huge business in the international. So we want to provide a stable and a reliable service in local. So this is why we build office or warehouse or factories in the international. So in Europe, we have the office in the UK, in Spain, and in Germany, and in Italy we have the factory, and we have the warehouse in Netherlands and Germany. And Pylontech, we are not only a provider, we are a vertical integration supply chain provider, which means we provide from the raw material to cell, to battery module, and a battery management system, and the energy storage system, and the energy management system, which is called EMS. And we also provided a way to recycle batteries. So we provide a full supply chain and a full value chain for our customers. And we have over 15 years on this industry. So we have a strong research and development capability as well. So we spent 12% annually cost on the investment of R&D, and we have over 15 years ESS technical proven in the market, and we have over 1,174 patents as well. And as a picture, this is the most expensive and the most high-tech laboratory, which called EMC laboratory, has meted the most the tough TUV experiment standard. So that's which means we can do the research and do the tests in our own lab instead of in the outside. So in this picture is the part of view of our factory in the Yangzhou, but as well we have another factory in the Anhui as well. So annually we have over 13.5 megawatt hours capacity to produce the batteries. Regarding we are doing the global business, it is very important and critical for us to meet the global standards and the quality. So here is the a part of like the test we have approved and from the TUV. So if you have any interest on like what kind of certification we have, just have no hesitation to let us know. We can share them with you. So in conclusion, in Pylontech, we have the advantage on our experience because we have over 15 years, and we have the R&D capability, and we also have a strong, safe, and reliable products. Okay, so now we are talking about the residential product. So I need to explain what's the difference between the low voltage and high voltage products to meet the different scenarios. So I have a table here to let you know clearly to see what's the difference between these two type of products. So in low voltage residential ESS, which is typically for 48 voltage and 51.2 voltage. So the typical application scenario is for the off-grid single phase uses. And it is suitable for the small capacity grid-tied system. And the core feature of the low voltage product is it has high safety and it has a flexible scalability, which it can be expanded to a very large capacity in a whole system. And the suitable user type is households in remote areas or regions with unstable grid, and families with backup power needs and relatively small electricity loads. In high voltage residential ESS, typical 100 voltage to 400 voltage is for the off-grid three-phase power. It's different from the single phase. It's a three-phase. And the second typical application scenario is about it is suitable for the large capacity grid-tied system. Give me a second. My colleague said the screen sharing has some problem. What's about now? Okay. So I cannot full screen, right? Okay. So it has some issues about the screen sharing, so I cannot share the full screen. So all I can do is right now. It's the moment. So let's back to the high voltage product. So I just shared the core feature value of the high voltage product, and the suitable user for the high voltage products is the households or small commercial users with high power loads, and the users who want to buy the electricity and sell it in a higher price. So these are the typical user for the high voltage product. Okay, so for the low voltage product, I want to introduce our best seller, US 5000. So the core feature of the US 5000 is the system. It's about its system scalability, its compatibility with the inverters, and its flexible installation methods, and the high performance. And I will begin with the high performance. So comparing then our other low voltage products, US 2000C and the US 3000C, as you can see here, the US 5000C has the same voltage, but with a higher capacity, which reached the 4.5 kilowatt hours, which is a usable capacity. Its nominal capacity is around 4.8. And the discharge current is reached 100. And the C rate is also reached 1C as well, which means it can support the electricity charge and discharge faster in the same time than the US 2000C and the US 3000C. And the working temperature are the same. Is it can be charged a battery between the 0 degrees to 55 degrees, and the discharge temperature can be below the minus 10 to 55 Celsius degrees. And and this is the flexible scalability of the US 5000. It is the same as the other US product. It can be parallel in 16 modules in single group, and it can be parallel in 6 group. So which means you can multiply by 6, multiply by 16, and multiply by 6.5, which it can reach over to 460 kilowatt hour in the maximum. And if you have the US 2000C and the US 3000C before, it is no worries. You can expand the system with the UF 5000 with others as well. So no worries about that. And for the installation, you can choose the many installation way depending on your demand. So if you have like a 2-room to indoor scenario to store the battery, you can choose the stackable solution, which is the fastest and the easiest way to install the battery. And if you want the battery has a higher protection level to anti the water or dust, then you can choose the indoor cabinet solution. And if you want to install massive the product in the same time, so you can choose our 19 inches rack solution. So for the compatibility, regarding we have the business in the Europe over 10 years, so our products are compatible with the most European popular inverter in the market, and we also support the over 50 inverter brands globally. So this is the topic of the US 5000, which is our best seller in the low voltage product. Now I want to gonna show you our high voltage product, Force H3, which is has the strong scalability, the flexible and easy installation, and extraordinary performance, and its safety and its high safety and reliability. So for the scalability, Force H3 it supports from 2 modules to 7 modules for each system in the same time, which means it can support from 10 kilowatt hours to 35 kilowatt hours. And the voltage also comes from the 204 and to the 716. And that behind that, it can also support the paralleling, which it supports the 6 groups paralleling at the same time, and which means it can support 210 kilowatt hours in maximum. For the installation, so because as you can see here, Force H3, it doesn't need a cable to connect the battery modules each other. So which means all you need to do is to stack a module above the another. So no wiring, no cabling. So it's only maybe need 5 minutes to install a battery system, which is the most easiest way so far. About the performance, for H3, it has 1C rate, just as I mentioned before. It just supports the fast charge and discharge rate in a short time, in the same time. And it has a 95% of depth of discharge, which allowed you can discharge the battery as more as possible. And it also have over 8,000 life cycles, which allows you to have 2 cycles a day for over 10 years. And about its protection level, it has an IP65 protection level and C5M anti-corrosion level, which means it can anti the splash water and totally dust-proof. And also it can against the salty air in the most European regions. About the safety and the reliability, our Force H3 has already passed the most strict certification, which names the UL 9548 and the UL 9548B, which means it can be controlled the thermal runaway inside of the modules and inside of the battery cells inside. And also, as the Force H3 is also a product, so we do the compatibility with the most inverter in the European. As you can see here, the Solis, the SMA, the Victron, and the Coastal as well. So no worries about the capability. You can check the full compatible list here for the latest information. So I also do another compatible another table for the to comparing our product with our competitor. So as you can see here, so first thing is about the installation. To reach the 10 kilowatt hour home BSS, we just need 2 battery module instead that our competitors maybe need 3 or more. And also about the safety, we passed the UL 9540A and B, and that is which is better than our competitors. And also we have an EPO function, which has a button on the top, so it will allow you to, when you click it, the system will shut down immediately. And also it's about the endure harsh conditions. Just I mentioned is we have the IP65 and the C5M, which is you can anti the water, anti the dust, and also anti the salty air. Okay, to summarize, Pylontech has been at the forefront of the residential energy storage for over 15 years, and our US3 series and the Force H series deliver flexibility, performance, safety, and reliability with global operation and a strong partnership. So thank you so much for your time today, and I hope this session gives you a clear picture of Pylontech's strengths and solutions. Okay, now I will handle the mic to Chris. Okay, Chris.
Perfect. Thank you, G. Well, I can see there were a couple of questions on the chat. Would you like to answer them first, maybe before we switch on to my part? I believe that you already tackled on the compatible brands. There is also a question on Growatt. Is it a compatible brand or not really?
Give me a second, okay? Let me check the chat table.
Of course.
So someone mentioned if we have compatible with Growatt as well. Am I correct? And
yes.
My answer yes. Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. There's also a question about cycles, degradation rate, some technical stuff. I don't know if you would be able to answer it on the go, or perhaps you would like to. Yeah.
So for the life cycle, both US 5000 and Force H3 have over 8,000 cycle life, which just I mentioned you can use it for 2 cycles per day for over 10 years. And for the degradation curve, it is quite a technique. So if someone really need it, we can send it after meeting.
And I think there is also a question on the Pylon Force H2.
Okay, let me check it. How about the Force H3? This module not listed on the current site. Has this brand been discontinued? What was its maximum for group package? What was the maximum? Okay, for the I found that someone asked about the Force H2. So for H2, I mean, it's depend on the market. Some market has already noticed that we will not provide Force H2 anymore in this year, but it depends on different market. But I believe in the European, we still have the sell the Force H2 to this year. So so in this year we still sell the Force H2, but maybe in the next year we have another notice later. And for the capacity per group, it will be allowed from 2 to 5, which means it can be from 7 kilowatt hours to 17 kilowatt hours. And for us installer in Belcast, which office? So if you ask about the after service question, we are very welcome. You can call us our after sales number. I will show you there. I will show you here to how to reach our after service, and we are very glad to help you there. Let me check. Oh, I see. Can you like to give the email address and the telephone number for our after service team? Yeah. So I found that. Okay. So there is a reason why the Pylontech is not mentioned the SMA tip. Oh, yes, we are supported with the SMA to compatible with the SMA compatibility. So I didn't list all the picture of the product of the inverters, but we have our colleague have just sent the latest capable list. You can check the full list there, so you can find the SMA inside. So the average efficiency. So someone just asked me about the efficiency. So it is actually it depend on the inverter, not on the battery. So I think I cannot answer you that. So if you charge 10 kilowatt hour, how much you can discharge on charge average? I think it's still about the inverter's problem. Also, who is our point of contact for us building the broadcast? Yes, it's still about the after sales question. So you are very welcome to leave us the message or call us directly. That our colleague I just sent all the information for you now. So you can ask this question to our after service team, please. Do you have any other solution that can be installed outside in minus temp? So far, there for US 5000 and the Force H3, you can install them outside, but like US 5000, you need to use the cabinet solution, and you must have a roof above the product. And for the Force H3 as well, you need a proof. on the top, because it has just anti the water splash, but you cannot soak the product in the water. And for the minus temp, both products cannot charge in the minus degrees because there's a degradation over there. But maybe later on we will release the new product which can be work because it can heating itself up, so it can work in the minus temperature. Are you planning for office in Scandinavia? As I know, not yet, but we have a distributor over there, and our office on our warehouse on the Netherlands. What about UP 5000? No, UP 5000 is not available in the EU, so we sell the US 5000, which has a higher performance and just as I said, it is support one C rate. Are you not planning to disconnect 5 in some near future? I'm worrying for my customer who may want to add an issue. Yeah, so for the US 5000, we will still sell it, but no worries about that. Our warranty is still we can still promise our warranty for the 10 years if when you buy it. So the warranty will active after you buy the batteries, not when we if it's not like when we don't sell the batteries we will close the warranty. That's not correct. We will keep our promise on the warranty when you after you buy the product. Okay, so Chris, I think I have already answered all the questions in the list. So any
I
further
believe
questions?
so.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, G. If there are any further questions, please keep on providing them on the chat. I believe the Pylontech team will be responsive there. And in the meantime, I'll be happy to introduce everyone to our already mentioned battery index. So let me also share my screen.
Okay.
All right, I believe you can already see it, and I've just taken you to our Sunstore blog, just because, as you may know, we as Sunstore, we have been publishing the PV index for the several past months, and considering the dynamic developments of the BESS category, we now launched the battery index with our first edition, covering the overall price dynamics and brand movements in July. Within just a few days, you should be able to see the data for August. So please stay tuned. You can look up the battery index, among others, on our LinkedIn pages, where we provide all the updates on our marketplace features, but also on the PV index and now the battery index, or directly on our blog, along with, as mentioned, PV index or other features. You can click here and get to know our recent recent edition of the aforementioned battery index. So it gives you better understanding of what's going on the overall battery market, considering the price trends, the brand dynamics, using the real marketplace data coming from our Sunstore marketplace. We believe that it gives better transparency on the price evolution, the brand competitiveness in all the major segments. Right now, we are covering the residential segments and the commercial one. Within these, we try to compare both premium brands and performance brands using a common indicator of euro per kilowatt hour, which shows that over the course of the last months, the gap between those two segments has been growing with the increasing prices of the premium segments and dropping prices of the performance ones. We also tackle the overall placement of the most popular brands that you can see are not easy to grasp. It's not easy to indicate a one leader. just because they are very much intertwined with the particular brand's availability on the market or some ongoing promotions. It's quite dynamic, and as mentioned right now, we are not really able to showcase one definite leader for the whole duration of that analysis. It's just the first edition, and we intend to further expand it by additional segments, some additional angles in the future. Right now, it covers those, as mentioned, residential, commercial segments, and I'm not going to go through all the details. I don't want to spoil it for you. I can only encourage you to enter it on your own, go through the data, find out more details about the top products, the top brands, the prices dynamics, as already mentioned. However, I believe that if after the read you decide to purchase a battery storage, I can only suggest you to try and consider SunStore as a place to purchase these. For those of you who are not aware, we are a marketplace, the largest online trading platform for both solar and storage components, with few hundred distributors, merchants offering thousands of offers, including storage that I'll show you in a second. Which, apart from the transparency and the wide availability of the offers, grants you the best overview of what's out there and what you can get from the market for the most attractive price. And in a second, I'd like to give you a better overview and better understanding on how to pinpoint that best offer that might suit you, and how to process the whole purchase, starting with negotiation with the selected seller. So in order to do that, you might start with entering our webpage, which is sun.store, which is basically our marketplace covering the categories that I just mentioned, and saying that we are focusing on the energy storage. Let me enter that category and look up the product that I might be interested in. Here, using the filters, I can define on what's the product of my interest, and following our webinar with our partner Pylontech, let's just assume that I would like to purchase a Pylontech battery module. So I'll select the proper filters in order to look into the offers that I might be interested in. And again, let's assume that I would like to purchase the Pylontech US 2000 module. And here I can see that we have more than 3 offers available on that particular item. I would like to see what the offers are exactly. And we can see that that particular product is being offered by 5 different sellers across Europe. Thus far, we were only providing the buyers with information on the price, on the availability, and the overall location of the warehouse. We have recently expanded it with some additional metrics, indicators, to further support the buyers in making a conscious decision of selecting the right supplier. And that mentions we rolled out the reviews, presenting the buyers with the ratings that the seller has received so far upon the prior transactions that they completed upon our platform, but also some other indicators, being the responsiveness, how much time on average, let's say, and usually it takes for the seller to respond to a message, number of transactions that they completed on the platform, and when they started selling on SunStore. So in this particular example, we can see sorry, that the seller from Poland is offering the Pylontech batteries starting with 1 piece. So if we do not intend to purchase pallets, but singular pieces, that might be the offer to go with if we are from that region. Alternatively, we can select the offer from Spain. We can see that they have processed quite a lot of transactions, almost 300, and 25 of these were rated mostly at 5 stars. So this is definitely credible seller responding swiftly and providing the top of the class service to the buyers. Additionally, they are a trusted seller, so they are fulfilling all the buyer's needs. They are offering the secure wire transfer, which is like an escrow account. However, it's not being offered at this particular transaction, at this particular product. Nevertheless, this is something that we could potentially ask for upon chatting with them. So let's take a look at how it looks like. We can see that the price of that offer starts with 390 euro per piece. However, as you can see, it considers 88 and more pieces. If we were interested in one piece only, that's going to cost us 420 euro per piece, which is still very attractive. In order to find out how much the whole purchase, including delivery, would cost, we need to define whether we want to pick up the goods directly from their warehouse, which is in Poland. So that might be something preferable. Let's just assume that I'm interested in 10 pieces, or whether we want these to be delivered to our selected location. Let's just say that I want them to be delivered to my location. And in order to find out how much the delivery would cost, I will have to start the chat with the seller. I'm not going to do it right here on the platform in order not to create any fake negotiation with the merchant. I will switch to our staging app, our testing environment, so that you can see how the negotiation flow goes. So in this particular case, I'll just start the chat on 10 pieces, having the goods delivered to my test location somewhere in Poland, and I will send an inquiry to the seller coming from Austria. By default, a message gets created asking the seller to provide the delivery costs. That has now prompted the seller that there is a new negotiation that has started, and they are now being asked to come back with delivery costs so that the buyer can proceed with the transaction. As you can see, it's not possible for the buyer to proceed with the transaction until the delivery cost gets provided. So let me see. I believe I've just received a new message. For some reason, I don't see it here refreshed live. So let me refresh the transaction. Yes, I've received a message from the seller that they are now checking the delivery cost from Austria to Poland for those 10 pieces. And let me wait now for what it's going to be. On the separate screen, I'm acting as a seller, providing that. So let's assume that the delivery costs would be around 400 euro. And here, again, I'll refresh the page. I can see the delivery cost has just been provided. So now, if I were to further negotiate the price, I can do that. This is definitely something that we do encourage. You can write to the seller in your own language, apart from the fact that the whole platform is being translated into 7 languages. Also, the chats are automatically translated to whatever language you choose upon setting up your account. So writing in Greek, you can type here and request for the seller to lower the price. And if they are willing to do so, they can absolutely do that and respond to your request, or the other way around. They can say that unfortunately it's not possible. In this case, it was. So the seller has also lowered the price from 409 to 400 euro per piece. All of that amounts to 4,400. Right now, I'm satisfied. I would like to proceed with the transaction, and this is exactly something that I can do. On this screen, it's on me to choose the payment method. Actually, in this particular case, the only option that is available for us is a wire transfer, a prepayment, so a transfer directly to the seller's account. And this is also something worth mentioning here. We do not allow all the sellers to proceed with wire transfer. What I mean by that is, first of all, we don't allow anyone to become a seller. We conduct a thorough background check. We check their financial stability with Dun and Bradstreet reportings that provide us with better understanding of who we are dealing with. If a company is financially stable, there are no occurrences of, I don't know, any claims, any debts, we do allow them to also proceed with wire transfer. If there is any potential, I don't know, let's call it risk, there is no option for the seller to even offer that kind of payment methods. They can only proceed with secure wire transfer. Nevertheless, personally speaking, I would always recommend for you to use the secure wire transfer. That's a escrow account. That's strictly a 100% guarantee that if something goes not as you wish, if the products do not get delivered or there is some issue with the delivery, the seller will not receive the full payment until everything is sorted out. So choosing that secure wire transfer option is simply the best solution for everyone to make sure that everything goes smoothly and in a secure manner. So here, considering that only wire transfer is available, I can confirm that transaction, and it brings me back to the chat where automatically a payment order is being provided. Here I can simply open it, send it to my accounting in order to proceed with the payment. Once that's done, I can upload the payment confirmation here so that the seller knows that they can proceed with the transaction, with the delivery, and also update us on the progress here on the chat, preferably. Of course, upon the confirmation, once you connect with the seller, once you get to know who they are, considering the pro forma invoice, it can happen that they will reach out to you directly out of the platform, but we always advise you to keep everything here on the chat so that if there is any kind of an issue, we can also intervene, we can also support you, and so that provides better transparency of what's going on with the transaction. So that's basically it. Considering that we have a vast availability of energy storage, inverters, solar panels, I would encourage you to browse these, try to look for what you need, start negotiations with sellers. You are now more than capable of better identifying of who you are dealing with, what kind of service you can count on, considering the ratings that they've been receiving, and also the additional metrics on the time to response, the number of transactions that they've done on the platform. We hope that it comes in handy. And also, just as a additional thing that I wanted to mention, considering the topic of the of energy storage, just as in solar panels, we present our prices as euro per watt peak. Let me show it to you in a second. Exactly, euro per watt peak, which allows for quick comparison of the efficiency of the price per watt. We intend to do the same. We intend to launch the euro per kilowatt hour for our energy storage category. That should happen soon. It should make it easier for you to compare the premium and performance brands in order to find whatever you're looking for, and compare the price not per piece but per kilowatt hour. So that's something that we plan to roll out. Of course, there are further plans. There are some additional features and things we want to provide you with in order to make the whole transaction flow much more hassle-free and as smooth as possible. So that would be it regarding the overall flow. Let me check whether there is any kind of a question here. I can see that there are some, so let me answer them right away. From Adnan, face-to-face meeting with a seller over chat, is that a feature available on this platform? Okay, so how that looks like is that currently it's not possible to reach out to the seller directly before finalizing the transaction. Basically, that's a matter of us trying to keep everything on the platform. So only upon the confirmation, once you get to finalize, agree to all the details, confirm the price of the product, confirm the price of the delivery, and agree that you're willing to continue the cooperation, you are then free to reach out to each other directly. Up until that point, it's anonymous, so there is no opportunity for any kind of a direct face-to-face meeting. After that, feel more than free to do so. Nevertheless, that's also not something that's integrated on the platform. I believe that's simply sharing your contact details. After the confirmation of the transaction, you can schedule a separate Zoom meeting. However, this is also something that perhaps we'll be able to consider in the future, depending on how the whole development goes. Nevertheless, bottom line is that for now, it's not possible right now. You need to stick to the chat, which is anonymous up until the confirmation of the order. Let me give you several seconds to ask any other questions, if there are any. If not, I believe that you have contact details to either our BDMs, key account managers, our customer service. So feel free to reach out via different channels, and we'll be also happy to answer any of your questions. Apart from questions, we are also always happy to gather your feedback, your suggestions, because based on that, we try to improve the platform to make sure that we provide you with more insights, more better understanding of who you're dealing with, just as with those features that I just mentioned. So I believe that it's a great improvement in increasing the overall trust, credibility of the sellers on the other end. And that also is another opportunity for the sellers to differentiate themselves, going beyond the price and availability, but also showcasing their overall engagements and customer service statistics here. Okay, everyone, I believe there are no further questions, so I think we can stop here. Once again, thank you everyone for attending. Thank you to our Pylontech partners for showcasing their residential BESS solutions. As mentioned, you have high availability of these on the platform, so I can only encourage you to reach out to our distributors, our partners, our merchants, and ask for these, negotiate them, and hopefully purchase them. So once again, thank you so much, and I wish everyone a nice day. Bye-bye.